guys, how's it going? Spinosaurus the King here, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing my new Mattel toys from Jurassic World. So yeah, let's get started. So as you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. I'm going to be reviewing them by individual. So we got the Brachiosaurus, we've got the Tarposaurus, the Concavenator, the Draco Rex, and the Sarcosuchus. So I'm going to start with my favorite figure out of all of these, which is definitely the Sarcosuchus. So he's going to be the first one I review. Alright, so let's do this. So let's start off with the positivity of this figure. I think it looks very, very scientifically accurate to what the real life Sarcosuchus looked like. It even has a big, snout like it did, like the big circle on its nose here, like the real life Sarcosuchus did. I love the color detail in it. It's like brownish reddish on the top with like a greenish, like a dark greenish on the bottom. I think it looks really nice on the Sarcosuchus. It looks really cool, and for movable things, if you can push this button on the back of its tail, and it will make its mouth open and close, which is very nice. You can even go like this. You can move the tail back and left and right. You can't go up and down, but you can go left and right and moves the head, which is pretty cool. And there's where you scan it on the Mattel app. And these, you can also move the arms. So give me 1 second. Put the camera down for a second just to show it's possible. Like, you can go like this. And you can also move the legs up and down. So like if you want to go like this too. Do this. So yeah, the move it's pretty cool. It's got enough movement to make even possibly like stop motions out of it, which I might do one day. But yeah, so overall I think I talked about all the good things about this figure. I think it's really cool and I really, really love it. But here's the problem with it. I mean, it is pretty accurate in size, but here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you what I think is wrong with it. So we know in real life Sarcosuchus was 12 meters long, and I believe it was around 2 meters tall. But look at, if you look here, it just looks barely bigger. It is bigger than the Suchomimus toy, but the problem is it's not by much. I feel like they should have made this like maybe 2 inches longer and about 1 inch taller, and then I think the Sarcosuchus would be a little bit more accurate in size. But I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty close to being accurate in size, and it looks really, really well. But and it's cool because these two dinosaurs actually fought in real life, and I love how they made the Suchomimus scientifically accurate, and same with the Sarcosuchus. But the Suchomimus is about to die. Boom! It looks like we have a clear winner. But yeah, no, I think I've done enough review on this figure. So overall, I love this figure. I'm gonna rate this figure probably 9.5 out of 10. I give it 10 out of 10 if they made it 2 inches longer and 1 inch bigger. All right, so for the next figure I'm gonna review, it's the Tarposaurus. So let's go ahead and talk about the positivity of this figure first. So I really like the color detail in this. I like how they give it, it's gray with black stripes all over it, and I love what they gave it the spikes, because we do know the scientifically accurate Tarposaurus did have those spikes, so this looks very accurate, which I really like. I like how they gave it red eyes. I think red eyes and the red on the chin looks really good. Now, the Tarposaurus in Jurassic World Alive, it does look good, but I think this one looks way better. And if Tarposaurus were to ever appear in one of my animations I do with Patrik, or just in the Jurassic World universe, I'd love to see this design. I have no complaints with the design whatsoever. I think it looks really nice. And if you push the button right here, its mouth opens and closes. Pretty cool. The arms obviously move up and down, and they go sideways as well. And then of course, give me 1 second, the legs do move too. Let's see, well, one of them does. I'm not sure if they both do. Wait. Okay, so the left one here comes all the way back, but this one doesn't, which is kind of disappointing. But besides that, it's pretty cool. But you can also make them kind of like this as well. So it's a pretty movable figure, and I think, look, you turn the tail left and right, you can see its head move both ways. So this figure looks really cool. But however, here is my biggest complaint with this figure that really, really makes me disappointed with it. And I do plan to get another Tarposaurus in the future if they make one, obviously bigger. And that's the problem with this figure. They made it way too small. So we all know Tarposaurus is roughly, it's roughly just slightly smaller than T-Rex, but if you look at the Tarposaurus here, it looks too small compared to the T-Rex. Like, look at this. This is Doe, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and she's 13 meters long, and we know Tarposaurus is 12 meters long. If you look at this Tarposaurus is like, I'd have to say it's, here, let me get one more figure just so you can see how big it really is. So where's my accurate figure here? Okay, so my Baryonyx toy here is 10 meters. So I'm just trying to get my Baryonyx toy to stand up, because the Baryonyx toy is not scientifically accurate in terms of look, but in terms of size and claws, scientifically accurate. I just wish it would stand. Oh my god, I'm sorry guys. Kind of delaying this, I know. Okay, you know what, screw it, doesn't stand. But look, as you can see, it's just barely bigger and barely taller than the Baryonyx toy. I had to say this figure is like, you know, probably 10.5 meters long and probably 3.3 meters tall, which is disappointing because I really wish they made this figure a good, you know, maybe 2 inches taller and about maybe, I have to say 3 to 4 inches longer, just to make it slightly smaller than this T-Rex toy. Then I think that would be perfect. But you know, I really wish they got that right, but you know, fortunately they didn't. So I'm going to have to call this guy a subadult Tarbosaurus. But overall, I'm gonna have to rate this guy. I'm gonna have to give it 7 out of 10 because I find it really disappointing how they made it way too small. But you know, hopefully one day they fix it. But besides that, let's say this was accurate size, I'd give it 10 out of 10. I think this is the best design for a Tarbosaurus. I really like it. All right, so for my next figure, I'm gonna be reviewing the Brachiosaurus, which is it's one of my favorite. Let me think. So my favorite herbivore dinosaur is the Triceratops. My second favorite is Pterosaurolophus. My third favorite is Pachycephalosaurus. My fourth favorite is, Styracosaurus. And then my fifth favorite is Brachiosaurus. My sixth is Cretacous. So this is my fifth favorite herbivore dinosaur. So let's get started on this review. I've wanted this figure for a while. It's pretty big. And here's the movement. The mouth open and closes, as you can see. The neck, obviously, it comes all the way up, and it goes all the way, give me 1 second. Goes all the way down too, which is pretty cool. So it's a very long figure. So, and also the legs, if you really want to move the legs, they come all the way up and all the way back. I'm gonna do that right now. Almost, yep. So this is the furthest you can move the legs in terms of moving them up. So not bad, this is pretty good for movement. And then, of course, you know, unfortunately the tail, you can't make the tail move that much, unfortunately, which is a little bit of a disappointment. The legs, they come all the way back as well. But unfortunately, the front ones don't go all the way back. They just go back to the standing up. If you really want to, you could do this. It looks like he's doing push-ups. That's pretty funny. So I'm going to show you guys the bottom part of him. Well, here's the top first. So, okay, let me before I tell you guys my complaints about this figure, let me just show you the bottom part. This figure looks pretty much identical in terms of looks to the first movie. But anyways, let me stand and back up. So my complaint about this figure is I think they made it too small, because we do know Brachiosaurus is 26 meters in length, and I think it's around 16 to 20 meters in height and weighs around 86 tons. This figure here probably looks like it's around, let me just see real quick. So you take the Mosasaurus toy is slightly undersized, so I'm going to take my T-Rex here, which is 13 meters. So if you just look at this, I feel like the Brachiosaurus toy is a little bit too small. I feel like this one is probably in length, I'm going to have to say, I wouldn't say it's 26 meters from the head like that to the tail. I'm going to have to say, well, the T-Rex comes up to there. Let's take him again and go like this. 13 plus 13 is 26. Oh, wait a second. Oh, guys, never mind. So I think this figure actually is um, accurate in terms of length. Okay, my bad. I think the length is fine of this figure. I think the problem is the height and the size. Like, I don't think this Brachiosaurus would weigh 86 tons because it looks a little smaller. I feel like they should have made the height of it up to like maybe about there, and this part up to maybe about there, possibly, and then the body should be like maybe this much thicker. The arms should probably be maybe like up to there, like not double the size, but almost. The thighs maybe about up to there, just to make it slightly more accurate to the real life Brachiosaurus. I feel like this one is a little bit too short in height, not way too short, but it definitely is a little bit too short in height. The length is perfect, so I'm gonna go my bad on that one. But overall, I'm gonna have to give this figure, let me think, it's accurate a little bit more than the Sarcosuchus was, so I'm gonna have to give this one a 9.8. So if they just made it taller and a little bit thicker, it would have been perfect. So for the next figure I'm gonna review is the Concavinator. I think the design, like I love the colors on this one. This is actually my favorite color design for the Concavinator. I know there's another Concavinator, but I like this one better. That's why I bought this one instead. Looks really cool. We know we also saw this dinosaur as a statue in Fallen Kingdom. But anyways, so what you can do is if you push the spine on its back, it makes the tail kind of like tail whip, so it's like it's fighting maybe. So you can do some action scenes with it. You obviously, with the button right here, the mouth opens and closes. The arms come all the way out to like there. Very, very movable. You can bring them like kind of like this too. Pretty cool. And give me 1 second. The legs, they move all the way back. The movement's great on this figure. There's the top of it. Here's the bottom. So my only complaint about this figure is the size. I think they made it just, not way, but I think they definitely made it too big. We know Concavinator's max size is 6 meters, which is 20 feet. This one here looks bigger than 20 feet. It looks around, I think it's around 7 to 8 meters, this one, making it oversized, but let me double check. Let me get a size accurate figure here. So if I take the Pachycephalosaurus, which is size accurate, which is about 5 meters. So if you take the Pachycephalosaurus, oh, it doesn't stand, so sorry guys. It's not standing. Unless I put it, okay. So look, if you take the Pachycephalosaurus figure, you can clearly see, actually with the tail. Yeah, so you can clearly see, I think it's a little bit too big. Pachycephalosaurus is 5 meters, and the Pachycephalosaurus toy, they made exactly accurate. And look at this. This looks like it's around, roughly 7 to 7.5 meters in length. So they did make it a little bit too big. But other than that, I love this figure. I think it's perfect. I think if they just made it, maybe 2 inches smaller in length and around 1 inch smaller in height, it'd be perfect. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this figure, since it's not accurate in height, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 or probably 8.5, 9 out of 10. So it's a pretty good figure. I really like it. Alright, so for the last figure I'm showing you guys is the Draco Rex. This is actually my favorite color design for the Draco Rex. I think it looks really cool. Well, actually I think this one's my second favorite. I like that green one with black spots. I think that one looks really good too, but I couldn't find that one. But overall, it looks really good. The head comes all the way down like that, all the way up like that. The neck moves too. The arms come all the way up and down. The legs all the way back, like he's kind of lying down. So here's the bottom part of it. So overall, this figure's really good. I think the only problem is that I think the size is accurate, or they made it just slightly too big. I'm pretty sure it's accurate though, because I think Dracorex was around, I think it was 3 meters or 2 meters. I'm not too sure, but I think it was at least 2 meters, but it wasn't any bigger than 3 meters. I know Sticky Moloch is 3 meters. So, yeah, so overall, I have to give this guy like a good 9.7, 9.8 out of 10. Overall, it's a very good figure. Before I end this video, I'd like to thank my YouTube team, Patrik, Cauan, my 2D animator, David Church, my director, BK Go Crazy, my Spino buddy, Zane Chiller, my first friend at Jurassic Park community on Instagram, Anthony Ellis, my drawer, GEM as James Edward Macdonald, my YouTube reactor, Spinosaurus Boy, my comedian, and Sarthak Sharma, my best friend in real life. Also, one last thing, if you're interested in Spinosaurus the King merchandise and other offers I'm selling here is what I'm currently selling on my Patreon. A t-shirt with one logo of my merchandise is $40, and with 2 pictures it's $50. A 5-minute YouTube discussion video a day on your choice is $15 a month. 2 deleted scenes a month of previous animations is $10 a month. A cameo of your very own character getting eaten by a dinosaur of your choice and upcoming animations is $5 a month. And cheapest is $1 a month donation to support my content here on YouTube. If you're interested in buying any from me, the link to my Patreon will be in the description. All people who join my Patreon will receive a shout out at the end of every video I upload. Last one is custom Photoshop pictures that I make for either your thumbnails on YouTube or just for pictures you would like to use. I charge $5 per every picture. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you're ready for my next video on YouTube. Leave a like, post a positive comment, rate and share my YouTube channel with all your friends and family, and please do the exact same for my YouTube team, and have a great day everyone.